The PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the Series S were released in November of 2020. And because of the chip shortage, supply chain issues, and scalpers at the time buying up all the consoles before anyone else could, it took customers years to get their hands on the latest releases. And as recent as 2023, 21.8 million PS5s were sold, so many PS5 owners haven't even had their console for 2 years yet. The PlayStation 6 is expected to release in 2027 or 2028, and Microsoft is reportedly releasing their next Xbox console as soon as 2026. So with the new Xbox likely coming out next year, and many just getting a PS5 now during the holiday season of 2024, will the next-gen consoles even be worth it? We've seen a significant price increase in the current generation of consoles, with great enhancements in system and game performance, visual upgrades like consistent 4K at 60 frames per second, and even 4K at 120 frames per second. But many users and even people I know don't really care. When the PS5 Pro was first unveiled in late 2024, demo videos comparing the visual enhancements from the PS5 to the PS5 Pro were, to say the least, underwhelming. Many online made fun of the lack of differences between the two consoles, and rightfully so. If you're going to charge this much for new hardware, you best make sure that even your average consumer can actually see at least a minuscule difference between the two consoles, and one that actually matters, not the NPC crowd in the background maybe looking a little sharper. I currently own the launch edition of the PlayStation 5 from 2020, and definitely not the digital-only version. Let me tell you why. I like to actually own my games. In the event of a hack or an account ban, you will lose the games and content tied to that online account and have to start from scratch. If you don't have those games sitting on a shelf or in a drawer in your house, you don't really own your games. Digital-only consoles also only limit you to purchasing the game through one store, their store. Instead of buying a pre-owned game for cheap on eBay or from a local shop in town, you have to spend full price on the digital version on the PlayStation or Microsoft Store, or wait for a stingy sale. This one that I own is a nice bundle that came with an extra blue controller, a charging dock, and God of War Ragnarok. After the last 3.5 years, my PS5 is still going strong and games look great on it, so why would I need to get the PS6 when it comes out? The Xbox Series S is an interesting one to me. Cheaper than the flagship Series X by $200, and unlike the X, this one doesn't have anywhere to put a disc. So I think it's safe to assume that because the newly expensive PS5 Pro is now digital only, that the Series X might be the last mainstream flagship gaming console to actually have a disc tray.
Over in the suburbs, our crew spotted shoppers camping outside of a GameStop in Arlington.
With how hard it was to get the current generation of consoles for so many people for years, and considering that these manufacturers want people to go completely digital only with their games, and on top of that, with the rising costs of the online gaming subscriptions, I mean, look at these prices. And how many of these features would you actually use when most people just want to play online? Are the next-gen consoles going to be worth it? In my opinion, no. I challenge you to think about what you currently own, and if you think spending another $500 to $700 on the next best thing from a company who wants to wring you dry of all of your money will actually make a difference to your gaming experience.